Welcome to this tutorial about the sine rule.
So what the sine rule basically is if I have any triangle and I have sides A, B, and C, well, I know that the side opposite is going to be labeled with the same letter. So this is going to be side A, this would be side B, and that's side C. So the sine rule basically says that if I have something like this, then the sine of angle A over the side A equals the sine of angle B over side B, and that equals the sine of angle C over side C. Okay, and you could just flip this around and write it the other way. So A over sine A equals B over sine B, and that equals C over sine C.
Because all three of these things equal one another, you could simply use any two parts of this equation and set those equal to one another. So sine A over A to be equal to sine C over C, or A over sine A to be equal to C over sine C. So you don't always have to use all three parts of the equation. Depending on what the question asks, just set any two things to be equal. So this is the very basics of the sine rule. Let's do a quick question to really understand how it works.
If I have the triangle A, B, C, so this would be side A, that would be side B, that would be side C. And if I have some values, so let's say this is 115 degrees, this is 48 degrees, and this is 11 centimeters. Oops, sorry about that. This is 11 centimeters. What is the measure of side A?
How do I use the sine rule? Well, we have angle A, angle C, and we have one side and another unknown side. So using two parts of the equation as above, we can say sine A over side A equals sine C over side C, and what we're solving for here is the small a. Now we just plug in the values. So sine of 115 degrees over side A, which I'm just going to call x, equals sine of 48 degrees, over 11. To solve for x, now I have to cross multiply. So this would give me sine of 48 times x to be equal to sine of 115 times 11.
So if I divide both sides by sine of 48, I get x equals sine of 115 times 11 over sine of 48. And when I punch that into the calculator, I get x to be equal to 13.4 centimeters. Okay, and that's how you'd use the sine rule in a question. And there's certain scenarios where we would use this and it would make more sense, and that would be if we have two sides, the measures of two sides, and the non-included angle. So that would be side 1, side 2, and that would be the included angle. So the non-included angle would be either that or that. So we have two sides and the non-included angle, or we have two angles and one side. Two angles and one side. So if I had this angle and this angle, then using the interior sum property of a triangle, I know that they all add up to 180, so I would know this angle as well. And if I have any side, I would be able to find the measure of the other side. So these would be two cases where using the sine law would be possible. Thank you, and see you in the next video.